Welcome to English Together, where confidence grows one conversation at a time. I'm Melissa. Have you ever had one of those moments where you're watching a movie in English and suddenly realize you understood almost everything? Then someone asks you a simple question in English and your mind went completely blank. You knew the words, you had studied them, you had heard them hundreds of times, but suddenly you couldn't say anything? If that has ever happened to you, I have some good news. You're not alone. It doesn't mean that you're bad at learning English. In fact, it means you're experiencing something that almost every English learner experiences. You have to go through that part in order to become successful. Today, I want to explain why learning English often feels so difficult and why that feeling is actually a normal part of the learning process. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that learning a language should feel easy if they're doing it correctly. We think that if we forget a word, we must not be learning. If we make a mistake, we must not be improving. If we have to stop and think before speaking, we assume we failed. Don't be so hard on yourself. You can do this. Lots of other people do it. You can do it too. But now, that's not how learning works. You have to fail to succeed. Think about learning to ride a bicycle. Nobody gets on a bike for the first time and rides perfectly. You wobble, you lose your balance, you may even fall. Those mistakes aren't proof that you can't ride a bicycle. They're proof that your brain is learning how. It's got to make those pathways. It's got to make them more comfortable going through it again and again. Learning English works the same way. Every time you search for a word, every time you make a mistake, every time you correct yourself, your brain is building stronger connections. It's a good thing. Keep trying. Keep going. Speak out loud. That's the most important part. Come up with words yourself. That's the most important part. Those moments may feel frustrating, but they are often the moments when the most learning is taking place. Another reason English feels difficult is because there are actually several different skills happening at the same time. Reading is one skill, listening is another, speaking is another, writing is another. Many learners become discouraged because they can't understand what they read, because they can understand what they read. I don't know why I said that backwards. But then they struggle to speak. They think something is wrong. But imagine learning to play the piano. Reading sheet music and performing a song are two different skills. Some people can perform the song without reading the sheet music, and some people need the sheet music. Understanding English and producing English are also different skills, almost to the same degree, actually. One usually develops before the other. That's completely normal. Your brain is gathering information long before it feels comfortable using it. Think about building a house. If you drive past a construction site every day, it might look like nothing is changing. One week, there's only dirt. The next week, you see pipes. Then a concrete foundation. Then wooden frames. For a long time, it doesn't even look like a house. It doesn't even look like they're working at it, does it? But every single day, important progress is happening beneath the surface. And learning English is very similar. Sometimes it feels like you're making no progress at all. But keep trying, because then all of a sudden you'll understand a joke in English. You answer a question without translating. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. You remember a word that you used to forget. It feels like those improvements happened overnight, but they didn't. Your brain has been quietly building those connections for weeks, or even months, or even years. One of the most damaging habits learners have is comparing themselves to someone else's success. You see someone speaking English confidently and think, why can't I do that? What you don't see are the hundreds or thousands of conversations. What you don't see are the hundreds or thousands of conversations they struggled through. You don't see the mistakes they made or the days they felt discouraged. Every fluent speaker has a history of misunderstanding people, forgetting words, making grammar mistakes, and feeling embarrassed. It's all part of it. Those aren't experiences, they aren't signs of failure. They're part of the journey. Throughout this new series, we're going to explore ways and why our brain learns languages. Throughout this new series, we're going to explore why our brains learn languages the way that they do. We'll answer questions like, why is listening so difficult? Why do adults learn differently than children? Why do we forget words? Why do mistakes actually help us improve? And what kinds of practice really help us become more confident English speakers? I mean, I've been playing on this app for years and I still can't speak, right? I've been trying to read books. I watch TV in the other language, and yet I'm still not able to speak to anyone. Understanding how learning works won't magically make English easy, but it will make the process less confusing and let you know that you're on the right track to give you confidence to keep going. Instead of wondering whether you're failing, you will begin recognizing the signs that you're actually making progress, which will help you move forward. Before we finish today, I have a challenge for you. Think about one moment when learning English felt especially difficult. Maybe you forgot an important word, something that you've heard a bunch of times that you shouldn't have forgotten, right? Maybe you froze during a conversation, one that you really knew the answer to but couldn't think of it on the spot. Maybe you understood everything you read but couldn't say it out loud. Leave a comment and tell me about that experience. Chances are someone else watching this video has experienced exactly the same thing. And we should, come together and help each other out. Remember, confidence doesn't come from never making mistakes. Confidence comes from understanding that mistakes are a part of learning and continuing anyway. Because you can do this. You can speak English. You can. I can help you. Let's do it. Thank you for spending part of your day with me. Until next time, keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep growing your confidence, one conversation at a time. If you would like to practice with me, you can. Just go to my website at www.englishtogetherhub.com, and there is a place for you to click to, you can make your first appointment with me, and it's free, and we'll discuss what your goals are and what you would like to do. And then after that, you can schedule out when you would like to see me and talk to me, and we'll get on Zoom and we'll work it out, and I will help you speak.